Go ahead.
Howdy there, buckaroos.
Sorry about that.
We had some audio issues right there for you, but looks like we just had herd cattle run past tracks and knocked over a telegraph pole.
Gotta love OBS.
Gotta love
Windows. Windows is probably the main thing. But anyway,
boy, don't you know Windows something to stare out of? What you're using on a dang old computer machine. So anyway, I am Mr. Robb Robot Hopalong Shlomo, and with me from Shabby Road Studios, with me is Mr. Tom Connors.
Hello, hello.
And with us is Miss Random Gameuser 42.
Hello.
Or is it Mecha Random?
It will be Mecha Random very, very soon, as I get my graphics changed out on my channel.
Okay. We can still call you Random, though.
Yes.
Okay. And with us is special guest, the one, the only, from the center of the earth, Dictor von Doomcock, the future ruler of humanity.
Greetings all. I'm glad to be here on this Friday evening.
We're glad you were gracious enough not to blast us into oblivion and let us join you. So.
You're welcome.
Or to join us. Either way. But yeah, there's a specific reason why you're here. And that was you were able to talk to the gentleman who created the Tardigrades video game earlier today. Is that correct, Doomcock?
Yes, well, we did not speak. We went ahead and I submitted some questions to him, and he was gracious enough to respond. And so I went ahead and published that in a video just about an hour and a half ago.
Yes, okay. We're going to be diving into that, yeah.
Now, the main questions is stuff that we've covered. Of course, people could check out your video on the subject. But there was a couple points of the questions that you had asked him that I really wanted to dive into real quick, because I know you got some limited time. But I know we all have feelings about this. Tell us a little bit about the answer he gave when you asked about him contacting CBS.
Well, basically, he went into that. He just basically said that he had, let me see. I'm looking at it.
I went ahead and posted a link in chat for you guys so you can check it out, like in another tab or, after our stream.
Yes. Basically, I'm trying to see here, going through his answers. What he said about that.
Stretch.
Well,
we need to put up the Monty Python music. Yeah,
I got it. He said, quote, I was interviewed last year by John Walker of Rock, Paper, Shotgun. A few days after the interview was published, I received an email from the vice president of CBS Law asking to talk to me in a phone call. I directed them to my lawyers. They kept postponing meetings and calls until finally we managed to make a Skype conference call. It was a very short call with no intention to negotiate. They only gave an offer, and that's it. They offered to get rid of the tardigrade and not use it anymore on the show. And they also promised not to sue me for plagiarism. There was supposed to be another call meeting, but they didn't make it. So that's what he had to say about that.
But the implication being that if he took the deal, they wouldn't sue him.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That seems to be what his meaning was. So, I think that's standard corporate kind of, tactics.
Yeah.
Now it's not tacitly saying that they are going to sue him. However, they were promising not to sue if he, I guess, took that.
If he played ball, really, yeah.
Basically, yes.
Now, it needs to be said that this game he had began developing back in May of 2014, if I remember that's March or May. So, yeah, I think that CBS has some balls, and their offer sucks, and I'm glad he told them to shove it up their ass in so many words. Now, how do you guys feel about this? I mean, this just, of course, it's typical corporate bullshit. Scare the little guy, right? Random?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This absolutely just pisses me off so much. But if you want Doomcock to go ahead and answer first, because he does have to run off.
No, that's fine. You know, this was a unusual situation for me because I do not generally do journalism or interviews. I am mainly basically I had to be cautious because, you know, this is serious business. I don't normally do journalism. I'm a commentator, and I definitely didn't want to take over and make it all about myself, my rage or my feelings about Star Trek Discovery. You know, I wanted his words to speak for themselves without comment. So, you know, I'd rather hear your guys' opinions about this because, you know, I've just put this out there. I don't want to make it about me. What do you guys think?
Well, for one, I think that takes balls. So yeah, we know. Yeah, we might have ripped off your idea, but we'll promise not to sue you. That takes balls. That really does. Well, that comes from the typical corporate mentality and legal speak. Never admit you're wrong. So that's really not. It may seem like it may seem surprising on the surface, but when you stop and think about it, yeah, that's pretty much the tack they're going to take. Just not admit any fault, because as soon as they admit fault, that's it. You got them.
Right. I think that's fair.
Random.
Yeah, that screams to me like they're just trying to bully the little guy. And absolutely that's one of the things that they do. They don't want to admit any fault. They don't want to even implicate that they might be guilty in some way. And the fact that they offered a settlement so quickly, I think kind of does prove their guilt a little bit, in my opinion. I'm not any sort of legal expert whatsoever, but no, it just really pisses me off. There's so much evidence. You know, the game's official, like, original announcement on Steam Greenlight dates back to November 2014. So, you know, there's all kinds of proof. You could just do a Google search and find this. And, you know, I'm not surprised one bit that copyright lawyers were getting in contact with him. So.
Right. Now, one thing I want to point out here that Doomcock was reading there, their offer was just to not use the tardigrade anymore.
Right.
Now, think about it for a minute. They quit using the tardigrade, what, like 5-6 episodes in?
Yep.
Right.
Go ahead, Doomcock. Go ahead.
Well, it just seems like to your point, yeah. I mean, then that would necessarily, I mean, the damage is done. You would think in terms of if indeed it was a copyright infringement, that would continue through reruns, through DVD, Blu-ray sales, syndication. I mean, so that's really not much of a response, is it?
No monetary value. But it's funny because it almost is like, in a way, by them saying we won't use the tardigrade anymore, I'm sure they already knew that it was going to be out of the show. Or they planned on taking it out of the show because of this. But at the same time, it was just that little twist of, and we won't sue you.
Right.
Now, the audacity of it. And I know you don't really want to get on the opinion side of it right now, Doomcock, because you were the one who broke this story with Anas Abdeen. And I talked to him a little bit too, and you just beat me to the punch, basically, it seems like. But that's all right, because, you know, we got to try and kind of keep ourselves distanced from it a little bit too, you know, with everything going on. So we don't want to get ourselves in too much, you know, heat either. But we do have a video on this coming out, I believe, tomorrow. It should be up. Oh, wow, we got a super chat from the good Sir John T. Net. Holy crap-oly. 2,000 Hong Kong dollars. Now we've officially outgrossed Solo in Hong Kong. Hail Tom, Robb, and Mecha Random. Hail Doomspuck. Standard OP for the big guys. Intimidate. He needs to know many support him. And he does. He messaged me earlier. He said thanks for all the support from not only me, but all of us who were involved with this movement.
I also got a message from him.
Did you?
Too.
Okay, great. Because, I'm glad that he's taken notice. Now, for now, he said he will figure out his lawyer fees down the road, right, Doomcock?
Right. I mean, he's not started any kind of fund or anything at this time. You know, it may well be that his attorney is doing some kind of contingency thing or something where, you know, if the attorney generally feels like they've got a great case, then he might go ahead and just take a percentage down the road or something.
Fact, yeah. And if they don't win, he might. I'm sure they probably aren't gonna. Well, they might, but we'll see. That's what lawyers you can't trust.
Yeah, who does he have? Lionel Hutz, so you don't work on contingency? No, money down.
Lionel Hutz, attorney at law. But no, so this is interesting. So don't anybody go jump into the gun and trying to start any campaigns for him yet. I think that's his way of saying he wishes to make that decision and handle it on his own when the time comes. And it could be also, like you guys were just saying, a way of saying that he's probably getting help for free at the moment. But some other things you pointed out is just the situation this guy was in. Now, okay, we try to go no spin here on Midnight's Edge, so we could just turn around and say he could be just beefing up his story to make himself sound more sympathetic or to get more sympathy out of us. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm sure he could prove that, and it will probably come up later on, so I'm not going to question that too much. I really feel bad for this guy, and I know we all do, and we all support him 100%, so I don't know what else to say other than CBS is just... I can't believe the audacity of them to turn around and even just to even think that they could just intimidate the guy like that. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's... No, you know, the facts of it, I just let him speak for himself and just relate it. But, yeah, you know, there's been, I mean, when this story first hit with that other article, I mean, the reaction was pretty strong in terms of the public and viewers who knew the show and saw this artwork and read about it. It seemed like there was something there. You know, it doesn't just seem like entirely like some kind of coincidence to the people that I've talked to and the articles that I've read and the videos I've seen. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? You think it's a case of parallel development?
No. God, 1,000 times no.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know, sometimes like I've come up with a joke, you know, that is similar to someone else's joke. You know, there's some similarities, but it's different enough. Like, you know, and we say, yeah, it's kind of the same. But this is so specific an idea that the odds are that they both came up with the similar idea you probably have a better chance of being hit by lightning. You really do. You know, they would say you'd have, you know, winning, if you have a better chance of being hit by lightning than winning the Powerball lottery, you have a better chance of being hit by lightning, winning the Powerball lottery, going to buy a ticket to the Powerball lottery, and then coming up with the same idea. That's remote the chances of these two of them coming up with the same exact idea would be.
Well, especially with Star Trek. I mean, it's established how they travel through space already. To go and pull this out of their ass like that, who would do that for a Star Trek show, nonetheless?
And it's a bug.
Talentless hacks. That's who.
Giant blue bug in space, flying around with spores or white things in a closed blue chamber.
A gay botanist.
Yeah, gay botanist.
Chick, gay couple.
African American woman accused of treason.
Treason. Yeah, I didn't know about the treason.
Yeah, there's too many.
That's what he said. So, you know, now that, I mean, I'm just saying what he said. You know, it just gives one pause, wouldn't you say?
Yes. Speaking of pauses, Jesse Sarcada Jr., thank you for the $2 super chat. Parallel development, an unused Gilmore plot.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Well, okay, you know,
they're all Gilmore Girl writers.
But another thing, though, this isn't the first sci-fi property to have an accusation of plagiarism against it. that round-headed idiot Ryan Johnson was accused of plagiarizing some Star Wars fan fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
So, call me crazy, and I don't want to, and I hate to make accusations, but I'm gonna make one anyway. But it just seems like now, with fan fiction and everything, who are you gonna steal from? Are you gonna steal from the powerful or the powerless?
Right.
You're
Exactly.
if you have the, I'm not making that accusation, but if you were going to plagiarize somebody, you would probably want to plagiarize from someone who didn't have the resources to take you to court.
Yeah. Well,
that's usually the case,
unfortunately, for them, they picked a guy that, his stuff was out there. It's visible. And the case, the similarities are striking enough that that just one picture tells a lot and will spread. And unfortunately, this guy probably has a whole lot of resources because of the internet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for CBS, that is. Fortunately for him. If I were advising CBS, I would tell them that they should, by all means, just settle it because it does not look good. That's my feeling about it. Just as impartially, it does not look good. Now, I don't know. I don't know the law. I'm not a lawyer. They'd have to litigate this thing, but it just does not look good.
But in the court of public opinion, Star Trek and CBS already have a tarnished reputation.
Yes.
And in the court of public opinion, this will not do them any favors. It really won't.
No. After they have already, done all this stuff to fan films and basically got Axanar killed for violating, its IP, to then turn around and have someone else's IP even being questioned like this, even the questions raised. If CBS cares nothing about relations with the fans, even setting aside the merits of the case or the lack of merits of the case, do they really want this to be the narrative? Tom, what do you think of that?
Well, that's what bothers me is that they had the audacity to turn around and go, well, we won't sue you if you take this deal, which is nothing. Which is flat out fucking nothing, which is basically we allegedly stole from you and you're going to take it up the ass because we fucking said so because we're a big fucking corporation. And if you don't like it, tough shit. And I hope that goes into court. When it does get into court, I hope that gets out there. And I hope the judge gets just completely upset as we are right now and rips CBS a new asshole for this. Period. And just not only just goes balls to the wall with them. Because the audacity they have, it's like, okay, it's one thing to be like, oh, we don't find any similarities. We understand where you're coming from, blah, blah, blah. But at this time, we don't see any reason to settle. The tardigrade is not going to be part of the show after a certain point anyway, blah, blah, blah. They could have said something like that maybe, right? Or said nothing at all. The fact that they turned around and said, our deal is this, I understand where the guy's coming from. I would have done the same goddamn thing. Because like we've been saying from the beginning, these type of cases are very difficult to try. I'd be willing to bet, I have nothing in front of me, but I'm willing to bet half of them probably get settled out of court.
Yeah.
And the other half probably don't go in the favor of the little guys because the corporations just drag them out so long that the little guys are broke and they can't afford to defend themselves anymore. So they generally take some shit settlement.
Yeah,
or they just
most
don't win.
Yeah, most of them probably get dismissed outright, and as not having any merit. And,
like the Frozen one and stuff like that, I think did.
Yeah. Matthew Gehring, $5 Canadian super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you think the fact that Abdeen is foreign, that CBS believed he would never see it? Probably, because Les Moonves has no idea how the internet works.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it. All it takes is one person within the group.
Yeah.
And they don't even...
if that's true, I mean, what exactly if it happened the way that he lays out with all these people contacting him and lawyers contacting him before he even knows what's going on, asking him if he wants to take action, that alone probably would be evidence of that. Is this similarity striking to lay people in the general public? You know, if that happened, if he can show that, then that just goes that much farther towards at least giving some credibility to his allegations.
Yeah.
ST Fanboy, thank you for the $10 super chat. Hi guys, I just found out the news when I got home from work, and that was an excellent interview, Mr. Overlord, sir. Screw CBS, and I hope this scares investors and fans away.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, what few investors are left. I didn't say that, did I?
Yeah, I think you said something.
No, I didn't. I was sneezing.
What was? Who said that?
Clear my throat.
Wait, there.
Clear my
throat.
It was spooky. It was like a ghost voice.
We didn't say nothing. So.
But anyway, I mean, there's not too much more we can say about this, but we got a couple things in here in the chat, like Midnight's Edge After Dark, too big to fail mentality. Yeah, CBS just probably figures they can, if they have to, they can drag it out into court for years and years and years. And as we said, this guy was from overseas, so they probably thought they'd never even know what the hell was going on. So yeah, but yeah, we got about three more minutes here. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Doomcock.
But they can drag it out. They can, but there's if they do, the fans are just going to notice more and more. It's just going to compound in terms of the reaction, the upset. It's so much better if they just go ahead and make this go away. Don't you think?
It would seem to make sense for them. It would.
For them, yeah.
They probably will. Like I said on your stream the other night, Doomcock, I don't see CBS making any kind of statements publicly. They probably won't. I'll be surprised if it actually goes to court. They're probably just going to try and buy him off. And if he's really in the situation he's in, I can imagine he'll probably take some really low settlement, unfortunately, which is none of our business. You know? So that's up to him on his part. And it may not even be about the money. He may not even want money. He may just want them to stop, which would be great for the fans. I mean, we can't pretend that we have any bigger horse in this race other than Star Trek Discovery, but seeing what this guy is going through, and if this shit's true, this is like, come on, what the fuck, CBS? I hope this gets out there. I hope that people see how fucking greedy and just
slimy.
I mean, like I said, there's no way to win the PR war with this. There really isn't. No. You have a guy who's pretty much created the game for nothing. He wasn't getting any real payment for it, and he's caring for two elderly parents. He's just a working stiff, like I said, and you're stealing the game, stealing his idea. Like I said, this is bad all around for CBS. I mean, there's no way you could spin this.
Yeah, the specificity of it is striking. I mean, I can just say that much. It is striking, the specificity of the details of the two works. So, yeah, it's not good.
All right. So what do you guys think out there? I know Doomcock's got to leave us, so we're going to wrap this up here.
I have a question for Doomcock on this. What, Doomcock, would your ideal, like, what would your ideal outcome with this be? Would it be a win if all that happens is he gets a settlement and Discovery gets stricken from the record, or would you want like CBS to pay for it and go down? Like, would you just settle for Discovery being stricken from canon?
Oh well, it's not canon. It never was canon. My loathing of this thing is separate from this instance. This case is its own thing. My objections to Star Trek Discovery are artistic and canonical. But I would say what outcome? Well, I want this guy to be able to do his game And I hope that this publicity will really help in terms of sales of the game.
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that he could really it may really help, oddly enough, with awareness of this game. Point and click, an old-fashioned point and click adventure that has a certain charm. I mean, that's a very cool thing. So that could be a happy outcome. As far as Star Trek Discovery goes, well, my thoughts on that are quite I've been quite clear about that. That is not Star Trek, in my opinion. It is, and in fact, it is not even entertainment. It is dumb.
It would feel so good if they just admitted it. That would just be such a weight lifted, and just like a ray of sunlight coming down from the clouds. Like if they would just admit it, it's like, no, this is no longer canon officially. Like, because we know it's not, but we want to hear it from them.
Yeah, well, I mean, they pretty much aren't they rolling it into the Abrams verse and the Shitscovery. I mean, isn't it all just
that's
kind of
the rumor we've kind of heard? Yeah,
they keep saying, oh well, you're gonna see how this lines up with canon. You're gonna see how this lines up with canon, and they want to squash the current Star Trek universes together, so that and overwrite. And we've been saying this. They want to overwrite the original series so that you don't have to concern yourself with it. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Yeah, which is obscene.
Yeah, I think it also needs to be said that Netflix is named in this as well. So I'm sure they're not going to be too happy.
No, they're not going to be happy. Of course, I doubt they had anything at all to do with it. I would be surprised.
They funded it.
Well, yeah, but
they have plausible deniability, I think.
To a point, but then again.
What?
They've kind of pulled the wool over everyone's eyes, saying it's Star Trek anyway. So I mean, clearly, like anybody with a kid or something who's been like, "Hey, this is Star Trek. Let's go watch Star Trek," and then they see Klingon tits in their face, and rape scenes. They've kind of lied to all of us, saying it's Star Trek anyway. So.
I'm kind of the frame of mind, and some people say to me, "Why is this so horrible?" And I've said to someone, well, how would you feel if someone walked into St. Peter's Basilica and took it with a hammer and smashed La Pietà? I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, it's cultural vandalism. I think you've said that more than once, Doomcock.
Yeah, it's destroying our cultural heritage, our modern mythologies that bind us together. Our lingua franca. It's just taking a sledgehammer to it, just because. They can, because it's their property, but they cannot defile past canon. That authority does not properly exist in a moral sense.
Yeah,
there you go. Destiny Captain says Netflix may sue CBS as well. There you go. They might be able to turn around and sue them for negligence of some type.
That's possible.
All right. Well, I know.
Yeah. You told us we were getting an original series. What gives here, guys?
Yeah.
Original my ass. All right. I know Doomcock's got to get rolling here, guys. Oh, Fairpoint Station. Thank you so much for the $2 donation. And whose poop is stinkier, Bolian or Packlid?
Bolian or Packlid? Packlid. Bolians are the blue bald guys. So
that's the answer, and that's a perfect way to end this, because it's a bunch of horse shit. What CBS is pulling.
I gotta think Tellarite shit has got to be stinky.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, they're pigs.
Klingork shit's the worst. There you go.
There you go.
All right, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks, Doomcock and Random, for your time here. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to share and like and subscribe. Check out Doomcock's video on the subject. Check out our video on the subject. We have another new one coming up on the main channel, and I think Random has a couple videos on the subject as well. So do check those out. Stay tuned for that video dropping probably tomorrow. So thanks again, guys. Rob, why don't you take us out?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm answering.
All right,
Captain April's. I was answering Captain April's question about La Pietà. Yeah, some nut job from Australia actually took a hammer to it back in the '60s, and it's behind glass now in St. Peter's. And the only thing I could think of was, Thank God it wasn't an American. So anyway, thanks for joining us for this special quickie phrasing of Midnight's Edge After Dark with Doomcock and Random. If you like what we do, check out our Patreon. You can support the channel for little as $1. That's all, folks. You can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. We got all kinds of bonuses there: lost episodes, outtakes, behind the edge videos. You can see the Trek log animation there right now. For Patreon users, check out Doomcock's Patreon. Click subscribe and ring the bell icon on his channel. Or click and subscribe. Ring the bell icon on Random's channel. Click and subscribe and ring the bell icon on this channel and the main channel. And we will see you next time.